or speak to us about states coordinating assassinations. And are you guys still talking about the Epstein files? That's the attitude. They think this is good PR. Like the Zionist accounts are sharing this, and they're going, LOL. I don't know that the American government has ever been more, I don't know if they've ever been more out of touch with the American people than to see this as they're like, send it around the press, haha. The Pentagon is laughing at foreign assassination. They don't take anything seriously. Yeah, we just watched Trump get shot at and his ear clipped. We just watched another person try to assassinate Trump on the golf field, and then we watched Charlie Kirk die publicly. But LOL, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. That's not what we're here for. Get to work, slaves. Again, there's no left or right. It's just the elites. It's the media apparatus that protects those elites, and then the rest of us who are supposed to be slaves, okay? The elites own everything. They own everyone. And if somebody actually breaks free, right? If they have an individual in the matrix who creates something that they cannot
she had to come to terms
or buy,
that they really were
there are only a couple of
they were slaves, and they didn't realize
it. The state responds and they say, we will destroy you reputationally. We will call you crazy, go after your reputation, make up allegations against you. We will bankrupt you. We will imprison you, or we will kill you. That's the reality of the world that we live in, okay? We don't live in a meritocracy. It's not a free nation. They have to be able to control you. And the timing of me speaking about this is so perfect because this article
appeared. If they can't control you, they're going to blackmail you.
This is the headline. Inside the economics of Candace Owens' media empire and the Macron lawsuit threatening to unravel it. They went with this, like they're proud of this. Like a lawsuit can unravel. What they're calling an empire is actually just a mom from home who got fired and rejected from literally nations. They tried to destroy me last year. They took everything. They just tried to destroy my reputation, tried to break my friendships, and I survived, okay? And that angers them. And so this article is written with such elitism, the hope that the state will step in and just break it, just bankrupt it. This is an actual quotation. The lawsuit, it reads, the lawsuit is set to test whether the controversy as currency that made Owens rich and gave her a media brand that reaches tens of millions of people can survive what experts say will be an immensely costly legal battle. Yeah, we're gonna bankrupt Candace Owens. That is our intent. The experts are saying that we can do it because we can't control her. She wouldn't sell out, not to the military complex that we live in, not to big companies, not to corporations. She wouldn't turn the eye when Palestinians were being genocided by Israel. And we have no other options. We're running out of options here. So we've got to kill her or we've got to bankrupt her. And we're signaling that we're going to bankrupt her. That's how this thing works. For telling the truth, by the way. That's why I'm being sued. And they're not lying. Thus far, in the Brigitte Macron lawsuit, we have paid over $250,000, and we haven't even had our first day in court. Okay? That's the matrix. That is the matrix. And I will, again, assert to these people, I will never bow the knee to evil. I will never bow bend the knee, rather, to people that harm children. You will never see me bend the knee to that. Ever bankrupt me if that is what makes you feel good, because at the end of the day, it feels like we are existing in a time where you are only catalyzing your own demise. Like people have never been more awake and more in tune, and the focus on Charlie Kirk's assassination proves that. You couldn't make that go away. Speaking of which, Charlie Kirk, whose death is exposing this matrix in ways that I do not even think that we can fully comprehend in this moment just yet. We asked the question and we can't find the answer as to where Brigitte Macron was on the dates the Egyptian plane was flying around America. Just like a 6-day gap in Brigitte's schedule. And now, of course, especially as we have learned about Delaware and the DuPont French connection and the French Foreign Legion non-answer that we're getting, just gaslighting that we are getting, it feels like an even more relevant and rational question to be asking, and somehow made even more interesting. Now that we know, or that we've learned, and thanks to the internet sleuths and the YouTubers that put this together, that an hour and a half before Charlie Kirk was assassinated in Utah, Donald Trump and Emmanuel Macron had a phone call that has been recorded in Emmanuel Macron's public calendar, which has been released. You can see that he had the phone call with Donald Trump at 6, this would be 6:45, obviously, p.m. in French time. That's 10:45 a.m. in Utah time. 10:45 a.m. Utah time is when they had this phone call. And look, that could be nothing. There's a lot going on in the world, obviously. And we also know that there's been a lot of discussion about Ukraine, and there's a million reasons that Emmanuel Macron and him could have had that poorly timed phone call. But it would be great if a press member could not LOL and say what was the nature of the phone call, just so that we know, right? These are questions I think it's fair for us to ask with everything that's coming out and the lack of a true response that we're getting from anyone that has the means to answer these questions. Anyways, you guys, we're almost at overtime here, but in other assassination news, I wanted to mention to you that The Game, who is a hip-hop rapper, is releasing an album, and he has a song on his track list in this upcoming album that's entitled The Assassination of Candace Owens. I'm having like the best year ever or something. I don't know. Why The Game? Why is it gotta be song number 13? What's going on? This better not be predictive, okay? We know how Hollywood gets down, okay? We're reading your books. Anyways, asked this question, this exact question, why? And he gave an answer, and here's what The Game had to say.
At Shane Company, we're all about you. We'll help you create the dream engagement ring you can't stop looking at. Are you classic, modern, vintage, or something in between? All of our beautifully crafted styles are dreamt up in-house by our design team. So your ring is guaranteed to be as unique as your love story. We have so much style under one roof because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
So you got this new mixtape dropping, and then there's this like one track called The Assassination of Candace Owens.
Yeah.
Why that title?
Because recently I've been seeing like conspiracy theories, about Candace Owens, from herself, self-admitted. She feels like people are conspiring her, and so what it was more so an assassination of the character. So I just used that because it was like current news, but it's not. The song is not about Candace.
Oh, okay, so it's just a little bit deeper than, okay.
Yeah, I'm a rapper. We use metaphors,
Okay, but are you worried about Candace coming for you about this? I mean...
I'm not worried about Candace. But then again, you gotta hear the song.
Okay, so she'll understand if she hears the song, maybe?
I mean, the thing is, she said that people were trying to assassinate her, so all I did was say it too, you know what I'm saying? So again, the song is not about her, but Candace Owens, man, she real smart, really intelligent woman. But if she comes for me, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. There's beef in these streets, okay? There's beef in these streets, and you better be scared because maybe I am coming for you, okay? I could be coming for you. I might drop a whole album. I might drop a whole mixtape too, okay? Anyways, I think it is a form of flattery. Obviously, I'm friends with Ye, and he makes music, and they do use a lot of metaphors, so I'm not offended by this. Do I love the timing? Could I get a break for 6 months, maybe, and not have that title be there? Sure, but I'm totally okay with this. I think it's kind of cool. I actually kind of think it's cool. I hope the song lyrics are cool, and it's not a diss track. And it's not going to be like Eminem crying at me on a whole album, but I look forward to the song. I hope you feel free to use a little audio from the podcast. That would be cool. You could use a strip of me saying something. Everything is fake and gay would be super fly. Everything is fake and gay. Please put that in the song. That's my own request. All right, you guys, we'll get through a couple more sponsors, and I will answer some
that's
comments.
cool. That's what's up.
Okay, what if you could delay your next mortgage company?
Find the humor in it.
Check out. I mean, look, I'm obviously The Game's muse. I don't think that's a stretch. I'm obviously The Game's muse. I'm his muse for this upcoming album, so that is now a fact. And I had a lot of muses for my book, which is finally out, Make Him a Sandwich. You guys can get that on Amazon. People have been asking about international shipping. If you go to makehimasandwich.com, we are Game gonna recognize Game. I think that's fair. Game gonna recognize. They have a tremendous amount of power. I meant from yesterday's episode, someone writes, the worst part of being awake is realizing there are way more evil people on this planet than I ever thought possible. I actually don't think there's more.
Yeah, but when you becomes awake, it's a rude awakening.
Control over the military, and I think that power will wane if we stop subjecting ourselves to their systems, their financial systems, their
Jody.
peer pressure systems, Hollywood, the adoration that we had for stars, and we followed their trends.
I just think that people have
and
reached out to her
where it all came
that
from,
we don't know anything about, to let her know that they
quite
support
literally
her.
doctrines of evil, which is guiding that movement. It's guiding that theology, rather. I spoke
It's
about
all
it more
about
at
that
length
balance.
with Russell Brand.
It's all about that balance.
On his show.
Gotta have
so that
balance.
should be coming out soon. But we have to become educated about where it stems from. There's less of them. They have a lot of power and they have a lot of influence, and they have blackmailed people that are in powerful positions. There's definitively more of us. That's why they want to kill us. Obviously, that's why they want to drug us and keep us dumb. Is because the numbers are not on their side. So we have to make sure it's not just the numbers, but also that the ideology is not on their side. The answer to people that want less families, not because they want you to be more efficient and to climb the corporate ladder, they just want less of you. There needs to be less slaves if you want to maintain control and you don't want the risk of a revolution to come down upon you. That's the true answer. That's why they promote all of these things. That's why they want people to have less children, is because they want to increase their numbers while decreasing ours. And so we need to be radical about not also giving our children to the system. If you can, and you absolutely can, homeschool your children, pull them out of the system. Don't send your kids to college. Usury is another one of their tactics. Don't rack up debt. I made that mistake and learned nothing. It's just more time for them to indoctrinate your children. Be bold in changing the system. Be radical in your response of taking ownership over your own home. That's what I would say in response to that. Goodness wins. Goodness wins. In truth, Christ has already won. More comments from today. Meryl writes, careful, Candace. They may be betting that you